Anybody can make content that gets views, but if these views aren't turning into followers that know, like, and trust you, then they're absolutely worthless. If you've tried to sell content using Reels on Instagram, you know that not only do people hate being sold to using Reels, but they typically convert at a really low rate. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you the system that's brought in over $10,000 in the last 2 months alone from Instagram stories, peel back the psychology of why this actually works, and show you exactly how to plug and play this into your business starting today. So diving into it, we got why stories sell. So right here, I've got, stories greater than Reels. Stories are your most engaged audience. So they're the people that are consistently checking up on you. And if you're posting daily, these people are daily checking in with you on top of the Reels that they're watching from you. So they're super engaged. In stories, we're able to do a couple different things. We're able to do some personal things about our life. We're able to sell without selling, which I'll dive into a little bit more. Nurture your audience just like you would on an email list. And then we have automations inside of these stories that make them super powerful. Now, Reels do have their place. This is obviously how you're going to get followers who watch your stories in the first place. But as far as selling, they're not nearly as powerful as your stories. A couple of things about Reels and why they aren't good for selling is because people hate being sold here. They're good for bringing in a massive audience, but they're very impersonal. And the reason they're impersonal is because the people that are seeing them for the majority of the time, if a reel is going viral and popping off, are seeing you for the first time because they're seeing it on their For You page or their Reels feed, right? So because of that, they're not properly nurtured and prepped to actually purchase something from you. So they're great for growing, but at the end of the day, this is not how we want to rely on selling, is by posting Reels. So within stories, we've got three main things I want to focus on here. We got stories, DMs, and highlights. Let's dive into the stories portion first because this is the most high overview, and I think this will be the most important for you. So with the stories, we are able to sell without selling, which is what I talked about a little bit earlier in the video. So these videos right here, these posts, you see here, I have me in an ice bath in my driveway. So I've got 5 minutes after Michelle, who is my wife, had a full panic attack in the ice bath. This story got over 10,000 views, had hundreds and hundreds of likes. You can see here that I started off the day at a co-working community, so I'm able to work from wherever I want, right? And so this is what I mean by selling without selling. This is selling the lifestyle, and this is getting people to like and trust you. People inside of my cohort sign up for a bunch of different reasons. Maybe the first time you really start to connect with me is when you see me in this ice bath and you're like, oh, I do ice baths every day, or oh, I really want to start doing ice baths. I know Clark is someone I look up to, so now I want to do these even more and I trust him even more. Again, maybe for a different person, they love the fact that I can go to a co-working community and just work from there for the day if I want to. It gives them that flexibility that they're looking for. These are the more personal stories that you can be posting. I post about me going to college football games, lifting in the gym, training for a half marathon, going to cooking classes with my wife. You don't know the reason that somebody's going to connect with you versus somebody else, so you want to put it all out there and be as open and honest as personal as possible, and that will actually sell people at the end of the day. Now, obviously, you can't track the true ROI on a personal story, but it's those little things that add up. So now we've got automations and lead magnets. So right here, I posted this story the other day. Want a free viral video breakdown from my last cohort? Yes, obviously. Now, if you don't know this already, a really good way to increase the engagement on your stories is to put a poll or something that they can interact with, because when people do that, the Instagram algorithm is telling people, oh, they're interacting with the stories, let's push them to this one. And then in the next post, I say, I charge $97 for this, watch my viral video breakdown for free, reply with million for access to the new video. And so this is leading people to a new YouTube video just like this, where I posted about my viral video breakdowns inside of the mini cohort that I was running. I gave people a poll to interact with and increase the engagement and also boost the Instagram algorithm. And then they're going to reply to this story, which also is engaging with the story. And I have a mini chat automation set up to automatically send them the link to my YouTube video. If you want to go one step further here and really engage with your audience inside of stories and DMs, after you send that YouTube video, you could set a 1, 2, 3, 4 hour timer and have it send a automated message asking what the person thought about the video. And then you can personally go in and respond once they respond saying, oh, I love the video, or hey, I didn't really like this part of it. You can give personal feedback there. And you could do the same exact thing with a lead magnet that you have, where you could just send them to a landing page so you can collect their email instead if you wanted to. But this last one inside of stories, the hand raiser, is how you can really make a lot of money. So you see here that it says on May 22nd, I'll be closing the doors of my new cohort, Content Kickstart. This is where I'll personally pick your next 15 videos and help you create content that performs and sells. I made it easier to get started at just $97. DM me Kickstart and I'll send you the details. So this is similar to the automation that we did, but this is directly specifically asking them to purchase something via the stories, or to just raise their hand and say that they're interested. I personally included the price in the story because I didn't want to attract a bunch of tire kickers that just want to see what I'm offering and how much it costs and don't actually follow through with any action. This is another story that I did as the cohort was closing. So I said a reminder that there's just this much time left, with a countdown sticker that Instagram allows you to use for the Content Kickstart cohort. Reply with Kickstart to grab your seat. So what I had it set up is there was an automation when they would reply with Kickstart that would send them a link to a landing page where I have a VSL and I'm selling them on the Content Kickstart a little bit further just to gain that trust. But as I said at the beginning, the people that are watching your stories are the most engaged and the most likely to buy from you. So if they are watching your stories and responding to these type of stories, they're very likely to buy from you when it comes time to. I teach people how to really get in the weeds here by tagging these people a certain way inside of ManyChat, also tagging them inside of ConvertKit or whatever email platform you're using once you get those emails via ManyChat, so we can follow up with them in certain ways, but I'm not going to dive into that during this video. That's something that I teach all my students that I'm working with. So once we've gotten them to reply to the story in some sort of way, whether it's them saying something about the personal story, a lead magnet, or the hand raiser, we now are in the DMs with them. This is where you can use your celebrity factor. Whether you believe it or not, whether you have 1,000 followers or 100,000 followers, there is some sort of celebrity factor you have if somebody you've never met in real life is following you on the internet. And a way to really amplify that is using voice notes. This is one of my clients that I'm working with right now. You can see I'm communicating with him using voice notes. And when I was closing him in the DMs, because he's a faceless account, we couldn't hop on a sales call. He wasn't comfortable with it, but using voice notes really let him know, hey, this is me talking to you. We're having a real conversation. This is not just an automated bot that's ManyChat talking to you. You can see in this conversation here, he's getting a bunch of sales from the launch that we did for him, but I'm talking with him via the voice notes here. And this is a hidden trick I don't see a lot of people talking about when it comes to really leveraging your celebrity and your following. Another thing we can do inside of the DMs using ManyChat is set up DM qualifier automations. And this is something that I teach all my students to do. It's going to allow you to set it up where you can ask people, how much money they're making. Are they bringing in leads right now? Do they have a real social media following? How much money are they actually making from that following? So we can make sure that they're legit before we hop on a sales call or go too deep with them. And you're able to track all of that inside of ManyChat using the different tags and all the metrics they give you, so you can see at what point in the qualifier automations people fall off and you can adjust it accordingly. And last but definitely not least here, we have the highlights. So you can see on my page here that I have life is good, my story, and testimonials. Inside of testimonials, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of client testimonials. Mine's about 30 to 40 long right now, where I've taken testimonials. Either it's a video they've made of me, or they've tagged me in a story they've done, or it's a text testimonial that they did after going through one of my courses, cohorts, or programs. And if you don't have any clients right now, that's okay. Just make this your results tab and show the results that you've personally gotten. So this could be a follower count, or it's even obviously more powerful if you can show specific dollar amounts that you've made. Life is good is just kind of selling on the lifestyle. So again, this is the selling without selling portion of it. So you can see here the cover photo. This is where I'm on Hawaii on the beach for my wife for our anniversary. So people want to make money online to be able to go on anniversary trips to Hawaii and take vacations with their significant others or with their families, right? So this is where you can really kind of sell the lifestyle that you're able to live because of the content or the business that you're running, right? People care about the result of the result. They don't care about making $10,000 a month, really. They care about the fact that that $10,000 can maybe help them buy a new house or pay off their student loans or go on vacations with their significant other. So that's where we can really flex this, is the lifestyle highlight. The last highlight that we have here is the My Story highlight. This is where you go through in immense details your exact story from where you started to where you're at right now. So for me, I talk about how I played college football. I started a side hustle while I was in college my last semester. I made about $15,000 from it. And then for about 2 to 3 years, I tried a bunch of different side hustles that didn't really ever get past that $10,000 mark. And I wasn't able to break through it. I knew I always wanted to work for myself and didn't want to do a 9 to 5 my entire life, even though I started working a 9 to 5 in 2018. This is where you want to share any big aha moments that you had that really were breakthroughs for you. For me, that was April 2023 when I really doubled down and focused on my content, especially in the AI niche. I had my first $8,000 month, and then I was able to go to $15,000 and $20,000 months consistently every single month since then. For this My Story portion, if you were doing this specifically while you're launching a product, you could have the last 2 to 3 stories be a call to action like those hand raisers that we just talked about, and have people respond with a certain word to actually start working with you or see if they're a good fit. And again, if you don't believe anything I'm saying, I'm showing you my exact page right here. So you can literally go and look and see the testimonials, the life is good, and the my story highlights to show that I am actually practicing what I'm preaching here. And you can see my daily stories that I'm uploading. I'm not always just pitching, selling. I'm doing everything I'm talking about here in the video because it's made me a lot of money these last couple months. So if you want more content tips like this that actually help you make money and not just get views, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, look in the description below if you think you're a good fit for working one-on-one with me so we can help scale your personal brand to over $10,000 months. I'll see you guys in the next video.